Hello and welcome to another of our Lego builds, and this time I was going to build the Tower Bridge, but that project still scares me a little bit because it's one of the ones before Lego started numbering the bags, which means that you have to open a lot of bags to build the thing. So we're going to go with the Opera House, the Sydney Opera House. I'm going to build that. Now the Sydney Opera House, it was as I said, this is a massive set. As you can see, the box is pretty big, and I did a bit of an unboxing on that in another video. The thing with the Sydney Opera House is that it was originally a design competition that was won in 1957, and then it started construction in 1959. So they won the design. They did 2 years of engineering, I'm assuming, and then they started construction in 1959. And it didn't actually finish until 1973. So it was an extended period of time. And the original budget for this building was, if I remember correctly, I think it was 7 million, or was it 9 million? It was $7 million. And it ended up costing over $102 million, which in today's money, that's over $1 billion. Well over budget. But certainly one of the icons of the world. It has over 1,000 rooms in it. It's one of the busiest art centers in the world, and is certainly very, very well known. And so this is the Lego set, over 4,000 pieces in this set, and we're going to build this one because it does come with numbered bags. Not all of them are all numbered separately like you get with the more modern models today, where each bag is numbered. So this is bags of up to 4. So we will unbox this again. We'll get the instructions out, which we've had open because we've did that in the unboxing. And what we need to build this, we're not going to pull them all out. With the white, well, we need the baseboards. I can pull them out. I feel like I'm delivering something here. Oh. All right, so we've got the threes and the fours. So we need the big baseboard. That was the other thing that was interesting about the Opera House, was that it has, although we don't do this in this building because we're building it on the baseboard, but the actual Opera House itself, the real one, has 553 pylons underneath it holding it in place, and they go down 25 meters, each of them. So there's 558 pylons that go down 25 meters below sea level to hold this in place. But we won't need that because we've got an awesome blue baseboard. And what I'm going to pull out of here, so I push all these back in. I might need those ones. What else we got in there? And these base ones here. So all the other ones here. So there's 4 sets of bags, numbered 1 to 4. And we'll just start obviously at number 1. So push all them back in. And so we've got these sort of baseboardy things here, these ones here. Now we've opened this box as well as we did in the box opening, and that's what we're going to start with, the number 1 bag. So let's pull out the number 1 bags. One, that's all of now. We've also got some more baseboards in here as well, which we'll probably need, so I'll pull them out as well. And they're all number 2s left. Don't read into that. Number 1s, number 2s. This is an awesome set. We'll put that to the side. And let's put this the other way around so you can see the back of the box as well. So you've got the front here, which is quite impressive, the creator. It's got the side view of the Opera House. And on the back is the other side. I really love this side of the Opera House. It's so fantastic the way it looks, the glass, and it really captures the display of this building. It's really cool. I'm really excited to build this. All right, so put that back here. I've got my other sets that we'll build another time. but we need to get this done for the display that we've got coming up. Okay. We'll put that over this side, and we want book number 1. That's book 4. That's going to help. Book number 1. There we go. So I'll put these other books away because we won't need them yet either. I'll put them. Where do we put them? I'll put them on this side. How's that? They can take care of the towel bridge. So this doesn't look so bad now because I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, and that was what I was talking about for those who've watched the building where I bought the Big Ben, and I bought Big Ben secondhand, which is well, not the first time, but it's the first time I've actually built a secondhand kit. I've bought some and never built them, and the challenge was finding these smaller parts, because the smaller parts, when you bought it secondhand, everything was all grouped together, although to be fair, most of the parts in Big Ben were very small. So having these in the bags like this will make it easier. You notice in here we've got, you can see little pieces here, so we can keep track of that and make it easier to find pieces, which should make our build a little bit more efficient. All right, I'm going to open these bags. It's going to make a bit more noise than we've got, and I'll spread this out, and then we can start the build. Actually, before I do that, I just want to plan my workspace. So let's have a look at what we're building here, and you can see that here we're building part 1, which is this base that we need. So we're going to be starting with. We're probably going to need all the base plates, actually, now look at it. That base plate, that base plate. Although there seems to be only those 2 base plates so far. So that's going to be pretty straightforward. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to need a big space in front of me here to make this work. So I'll lay my pieces out in a way that will enable me to work more efficiently. And for those that know me, that's part of my problem. I like to get things as efficiently as possible. All right. So it's always fun. I don't know if you like that, but I like tearing the bags open. There's something, I don't know, just quite enjoyable about that. So let's put these pieces and try and sort them out a little bit, so that make it a little bit easier for me to find. And as I said, normally wouldn't build on this kind of surface either, because it is it's soft and spongy, which is not always the best for building Lego on. But the reason I do that is it actually makes a little bit less noise. Okay. So you probably know another TV presenter that needs to have everything really, really organized before starting construction, which I can relate to and understand that. Particularly, I noticed that when I was building the Millennium Falcon, the original Ultimate Series Collector, and I'm actually tempted to buy another one, even though they're expensive, just to do that build and capture that, because that was an interesting build where we actually had to sort the pieces out. Well, I started building it, and I got to look part 25 and on or page instruction 25, and it was just really frustrating because I was going through all these bags and they weren't numbered. That was back before this set. They weren't numbered, and I had to search through looking for bits over and over and again, which is really, really frustrating. So I spent 2 days, literally 2 days in this house, in the spare room over there, and I opened all the bags, sorted all the pieces out. So I put all these pieces together, all the blocks together, all the flat pieces together, because there's all the different shapes of different flat pieces, but they're all grey. And then from there, I wasn't doing my head in looking for all the different pieces. But we're not going to have that problem with this kit. But I'd love to do that with the Millennium Falcon and record that build. Something for the future. So it doesn't look like there's that many parts in this section, unlike Big Ben, which was not wasn't as big a, well, I bought it secondhand, so it wasn't really a big box, but it was a lot of really, really small parts, whereas this has quite a large number. And the bit of a summary that I had a look at the instructions was that this is going to be it's got a lot of structure behind it, so you've got a lot of things behind it holding it up. All right, let's get these bags out of the way and start with, let's start at the beginning, as was sung in the musical Sound of Music. Grab this base plate, which we've got, and just to make sure that I don't lose pieces as well, I'm going to make sure that I get the pieces that I need. And I'm looking for some clear blue pieces to start this off. What a strong start this is. All right, let me double check the box. There we go. Okay. I missed one bag. Right, you can get back in there. All right, enjoy that view, and I've got the pieces that I need. All right, so now that I've built this part here, the scale of this model is really just starting to occur to me when I look at where that is. So here, I don't even know where we're building on this particular part of what we've built, but if I'm looking at the join, I can't see it, somewhere there. But this part here, we've got a join where that joins with that part there. That's just going to be massive. It's going to be so huge. I'm very excited about this. The scale really I didn't appreciate that fully until now I've started to build this. What I've noticed in building this part here is there is still overlap in the way the Lego bricks are put together to give it strength. You can see this was a pretty floppy when we look at that, and now just with a little bit of few bricks on there. But it's not just that the fact that the bricks are on there, it's simple things like this part here where this top brick overlaps that brick there, which to give it strength in the joins. So that one goes on there like that, and it overlaps and gives that strength. So another, just one of the aspects that Lego go to a great deal of work to make sure that their Lego builds are very, very sturdy, which this is already feeling quite sturdy as it is. It's just something about a new Lego build, and I know this is an old set, and you can see the scoring on the box, but opening the bags, it feels new, and it's because it's new in the box, but there's something about that, and I guess it probably stands out for me more now because I just built the Big Ben, which wasn't new in the box, and just to feel the difference in the pieces as they're new in the box, I really like that a lot. I'm enjoying this immensely. New in the box, I think, that's definitely something that'll be the case going forward, is new in the box. All right, so we've got these little edges built on the side here, which you can see. So we're building this part at the back here. So when we're looking at what we're building, that part there. Oh, I think we're building this part here now. Looking at the front, so these pieces here, yes, I'm guessing we are building this part here, and that's where that joins, and then the opera house is on the back. So we're building this front part here. Excellent. Know what we're doing now. So we're more than halfway through the base now, or this part of the base. There's still this part of the base to build, but I enjoy building these because I've built some fairly, or been part of building some fairly mega structures around Australia. And I mean, I know this is not the same as the foundation of the original opera house, or the real opera house. There's only one. But I do love the way the foundation of the Lego comes together, because this is really sturdy. I can throw this around a fair bit, and it's all holding up really well. So I love how the foundation comes together, and I do wonder how that all came together when they were building the original opera house. And we've had some flashbacks, and you'll have more flashbacks as we go through this video of the real life opera house. But I just thought it'd be a nice, I just wonder about what it'd be like to actually build that at that particular time and be part of that construction, instead of having built high rises and wind turbines and all sorts of stuff like that. And just enjoy building the foundation, and would like to know what that would be like. And that's what I'm talking about in there. You can see, even though it's hollow in those spaces there, still a strong foundation to this. So it's interesting how that architecture comes together to create these wonderful structures that we have. And I love the way, you know, here it's capturing the steps that are at the opera house. And having been to the opera house myself, it's pretty interesting feeling as you come there, although it's quite fascinating. I did go one time in a limousine, and you have to park right down there and still walk up these majestic steps and then have this great view of the Sydney Harbour. So it was a really enjoyable experience. I really like how they've done this particular part, what they've arranged, the way this has been designed. I don't know if I can pull this off. So basically we've got this little hole here, and then the stud actually presses, that corner stud there actually presses onto that hole. So it goes in like that and holds it into place. So it pushes into the hole. The same with this one here, similar sort of thing, where you've got this piece here with the hole, and the stud pushes into that hole to hold it into place, and you've got to kind of jam it in there to give that effect. That's a really clever way that's been put together. I like that a lot. And similar sort of thing at the top here now, when we've got this top piece, this piece here, actually then the hole goes over the stud that's in there to hold this all in place, which is now actually very, very secure. I'm surprised how secure this is. I really like how that has been designed to give this nice effect from the opera house, but at the same token to build it in a way which is actually strong and secure. And same token here, we've again at the top here, this hole and this stud go together, creating a really strong, I mean, it turns, but it's strong. I like it. It's really, really well designed. So there you have it. We've got book one of the Sydney Opera House completed, and so I've really, really enjoyed this build. It's only a small part when we look at the scale of what we're building. This is going to be quite massive. I'm excited about that. I like these big Lego kits. They're awesome. But it's very solid. It's very well designed. It really does capture. It does capture what the opera house is about, with the stairs that you have going up there. The detail and the strength of the model is quite impressive. So the book one down, bag one, or bags number one down. It's time to get on to bags number two. So we've got the base here. the thing about the Opera House was that it actually has um, over 1,000 rooms. So in its in its building, it's quite large. Lots of secret little rooms hidden in there, but big rooms as well. Obviously, the concert hall is the largest room, and that can hold up to 2,679 people, which is pretty large concert hall. And there's also the Joan Sutherland Theatre, which was originally called the Opera Theatre, but that holds 1,507 people. I'm not sure how they do their seat counting to get to the 7, not a round number, but there's two concert halls there that have quite a large number of people being able to be in them. So there's nearly 4,000 people, or a little bit over 4,000 people in that as well. So, and another interesting factor when we're talking about these base plates being blue, which represent the ocean, is that the Opera House actually uses the ocean as a cooling for the building, which is quite a fascinating process as well. So we'll talk a bit about that and the cooling process. And one other thing before we move on to the next part of the building bags too, is that in 2007, the Opera House was actually recognized globally as a World Heritage site. So it's listed on the Global World Heritage sites from 2007 as an architectural and cultural place of significance. There's a bit of history. So what we'll do now is we'll grab the next book. So we've just done one. Let's do book 2. And book 2, we're building, I believe, the other part of the base. We got, so book 2 here, as we can see, we'll use the big base plate, and we're going to be building this base here from bags 2. So I'll put that together. I'll just get this out of the way. So we won't need this part just now. I'll put that over to the side here. I will get bags 2 out. So we'll get our box out. And hopefully all the bags are in this box, unlike the first ones. Just close that down. There we go. And okay, so we've got all of these number 2 bags. Okay, nicely organized. I think that's all of them. We'll find out as we're building it if I haven't. And we need this big base plate as well. And what else do we need? Some of these, we don't need this plate. Don't need those, I don't think. Oh, yes, we do. We need 12 of those, which I think we've got. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, so we need all of those. Might as well take them out of the bag now. Just throw that to the side. And we're going to need one of these. We don't need that, so put these over here out of the way. And let's open up some bags and try and organize myself a little bit so that we can not lose parts and build this in a way that you can see it as well. One of the first pieces we've seen here is the red piece. Just notice it stands out. Maybe it stands out because it's red and it's like a fire truck. All right, so now we've got to build this snaky little piece here, which is goes somewhere. Where does that go? It goes around there. Okay, so let's put that together. I'll build that. I'll leave the instructions on top here, and we'll build that. So we start with 3 of these. Okay. Rather than count them out, I'm just going to follow the instructions this time. Something a little bit different, mixing it up, trying different things to build it. Okay, so we've got our little snake, or a little smiley face built. Let's put that on now. It goes around the outside here, starts on that little blue dot there, snakes through there. I think it squashes down on that, then goes into that spot there. So I think it actually does press down on that, holds there. Interesting, that's not quite a so when we look at this, oh, what have I dropped off there? Did that come off? I think that's just a loose piece. But notice how when you look at that, it's not actually a perfect arc. It's designed, see, that reflects what the Sydney Opera House is. This is what I like about building these Lego pieces that reflect the actual building itself, is you learn these little idiosyncrasies, if that's the right word, for these buildings. And notice that curvature there is different from that. That's a minor little thing, but I find those parts interesting. What I do find interesting now that we've got this part here and these little idiosyncrasies on the building, but I also think that we're probably not going to be getting the 1,000 rooms that are in the Sydney Opera House in this model, but it's nice to think about where they might be. I wonder. Now comes a really fun part. We've got to find all these little triangle pieces that go all the way around here and put them on. So that's going to be, no doubt they're all in here. Rather than pull them all out, I'm just going to go through one at a time and pull them out rather than count them out. Let's have some fun. Get the montage music going. There we go. We've got all our little triangle pieces going around the edge, stopping people falling in the water. And I'm not sure how effective, now that I've thought about it, I think I might go get a little minifig and see if that is actually going to stop people, these minifigs falling in the water. Let's just check that out. Some of you might remember this guy. This is Bruce. G'day, I'm Bruce. Yep, so this is Bruce. So Bruce, will this actually help you not to fall in the water? Oh, I don't know. I don't think it'll work. No, it doesn't work, obviously. Well, put Bruce to the side. Your tie's a little bit blurry, Bruce. What's happened? Oh, I don't know. It's just got messy. I think I need to wash my shirt. I think you do. We'll tidy that up later. What I like, another part that I haven't seen done before, that they've used different pieces. They've taken these bases, which you normally see in on the base of a chair, a swivel chair, and they've used this articulating piece here to actually connect that across. So that swings like that, to be able to connect it and give it a solid connection there, and holds that in place there to give you the front of the building. Similar on this side. That's a really nice, interesting feature in this build. So again, the model's using these elbow pieces to create a way of not just having those 90-degree angles that we're so used to in Lego, but by actually hooking onto these pieces that we've connected before, if it works, we can then create an angle that's not quite 90 degrees, which is, I like this design. It's really fun to build. And similar sort of thing, we've got the other side of the wall with our elbow piece that just broke. Put that back on. There we go. Now I can put that piece there, and it should connect, if I've built it correctly, to that there. Go in. Oh, come off. All right. Which then gives us the inside, the inside of the building, which gives us actually two different angles, which is reflective of the actual architecture of the building itself. Most architects like to have nice, well, not most architects, most builders like to have nice 90-degree angles because it's much easier to build. It certainly gets a lot more expensive when you start doing angles that are off 90 degrees, which probably explains why the Opera House started out with a $7 million budget and went up to $102 million. A lot of difference. I just realized I bungled a bit of the construction. I got it a little bit wrong. I had this piece a little bit too far this way, so it was on that second stud there. Same with this one, it covered both studs, and this piece here should have been across one, which led to a little bit of a rebuild. I'm glad I caught it now before it got too far into the build, but now that should be right and align where it should align. And then this one as well now aligns correctly where it needs to be. And they're actually both, I thought one was off center, but it's not. I'm going to find where these two pieces go back, which I think is over here. So one goes there, like that, and the other one goes there. Okay. Attention to detail, which is really important when building Lego. This is an interesting piece of engineering that I haven't seen before, and I think they might have done this to actually replicate some of the unique engineering that was needed to make the original Opera House work. So we've got two pieces put together like that, which isn't very strong. Even if I put this piece on top, it's got a bit of strength to it, but it still can break apart. But what they've done is then we add this other component, square flat bit on the front, like that, which holds that all together and actually makes it a nice strong join. So we've got that there, which actually can put a bit of weight on it and it doesn't break. Very interesting piece of engineering there that they've created for this set to probably replicate the engineering that went into building the Opera House, because there was quite a number of unique designs to make it strong, make the roof work. So that's just one way of creating a nice strong join with Lego. That's pretty impressive. What I really like about this part here is it's got these little pieces here and here and here, there, that one, because there's a lot of little cafes and that around the Opera House. And I'm just wondering, though that looks a little bit high, but these ones here kind of look like they might be little cafes for the Opera House. I might have to have a bit of a look. I'll put that in the post edit as to whether these pieces here are actually representative of little cafes around the Opera House, like that one and that one there. Another interesting little detail, that's the thought that has gone into making this model. It's very impressive. So as you can see, we've got quite a few of the base in now. The Opera House is down there somewhere in real life, I believe. Now that I think about it, with this particular area here where it's not quite circular, my guess, if I'm going to think about it, is that that actually is designed to match the landscape. It wasn't actually designed to make it a little bit obscure, but they've actually matched the landscape, which is why that is not a nice circumference there. That's my guess. We'll do a bit more research, and that'll be in the little notes that you get as we talk through this. All right, so we've got most of this built. Now it looks like what, from the instructions, we're building these parts here, which are the front bits here. So that's pretty cool that we're up to now. It's always exciting when you get to this part of any build with the bags nearly empty, and well, the bags are all empty, but the pieces are running low. Makes it, one, easy to find the pieces, but also too, it's an exciting part of the process, knowing that you're nearly finished this section. Gives you a bit of a dopamine hit, a bit of serotonin running through the body as you accomplish this part of the build. All right, so we've got this part built, which now goes according to the instructions on the left-hand side here. So we put that in there. Should fit. I don't think it will, because I've got this piece here on the wrong side. It needs to go on that side. Pretty sure. I'm just checking. Let's go down there. That needs to go there. And then, if I've got this right, that should then slide into here. And we've got the front of the left-hand side of our Opera House built. Got one more to go, and I think we're done. Let me just check. Yep, so I've got the other side to build now. What I've done is I've actually put this piece here in here. I've been looking for these 2x1s, and I put one in there and one in there when I should have actually used the blue piece, which has caused me a bit of frustration rushing ahead and not really paying attention to the instructions as well as I should have. So I'll pull that out and redo that with the blue bits, if I can get it out. That's where the trusty Lego tool comes in handy. Slide in there, beautiful. Got that out, replace it with the blue one. Put this back together. That one, oops, that's a great one. Put that one there. Okay, so that gives me the foundation of what I needed to have, because now what I was missing was these two pieces here, which I've now got the tan ones to do that with. Now it all is going to work. Attention to detail. Lego is very important to have attention to detail. All right, so we've got this piece finished, and again, no doubt they reflect the original Opera House, because these two pieces aren't the same, and they would have built this to match the area that it was built on, so the land that it was built on to match in, and that's why they're both not the same. But we've got that built, so we've got this nice little entrance area going out into the harbour on this part of the building. So we're nearly finished, and I've got a couple of more pieces to go together. So we've got the two, I moved these out of the way, the two big pieces that we've constructed. Now, g'day Bruce, hello, this is Bruce. Go together. I'll get this part here. So I've got those two in there. So we've got these pieces here that will lock together. Kind of give it it's quite, well, I can hold it there. It's kind of sturdy there. And then we can put these last pieces together. So this is to hold it in place. There's the two blue pieces. One goes on the back here. Put that there like that. And then the other one at the front on this side as well. All right. And then we've got these two pieces across the top, which should give it a bit of security. So this should hold it all together like that. And then there we go. There we go. We've got that first part built now. And now we've got to build a train, apparently, according to the instructions. I've actually got that train. It's a really, really good build. So next we will go on to bag 3, which is the next instruction, which no doubt we're building the top out here and building some of the sails in bag 4 as well. I don't know that we need this yet. I haven't seen this yet. Doesn't look like we need it just yet. So anyway, it's time to open bag 3. After that little intermission, we're back to do bag 3. But what I want to do is just have a look at how, again, impressive this is. We've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 Lego pieces there, just holding these two sections together. You can see the join line there, and just that little bit, and it's really, really sturdy. It's very strong. So really like the way that's come together. I just wanted to share that. All right, so let's build part 3. So I'll get bags 3 out of here. So we've got, because we'll do section 4 later. Let's turn this around. You can see the other side of the opera house, which is a bit we just built at the front over here. All right, I need the book. Number 3, that's it, number 3. Okay, so what are we building? We're building the sail section according to this. So we don't really need the base. We'll get the base out of the way. We can put that, I can stand it wherever I want. I'll put that over here. The sails themselves, and apparently there's on the top of here, there's over 1 million tiles that cover the Sydney Opera House that were made by a Swedish company and imported. So that's the real question. When we look at the base here as well, there was a substantial amount. There's 32,000 cubic meters of concrete under here, within this building, holding it all together. So 32,000 cubic meters of concrete. I don't know what that translates into tons. And there's also there's 6,223 square meters of glass, and it's special glass that's designed to not glare. As we looked at the back of the opera house as well, you can see all the glass here, and that's been specially designed so that this glass doesn't glare, to create a nice interior feel of the opera house. So there's some other interesting facts about the opera house. There is a tremendous amount of glass in the Sydney Opera House, as we talked about, and they've really taken great steps to replicate that with this kit. Already I can see that with these little bits of, we've got the glass here, we've got these bits across here, some more glass there. I can see, we've got all these glass pieces here as well. So there's a lot of attention to detail to make this as authentic as possible to the Sydney Opera House. And you can see how this glass has all come together. I'm really liking it. So lots of these little pieces here, these little triangle pieces, that so there's 18 I've got to put in here now, and we've just put in 8 before, just to represent the amount of glass within the Sydney Opera House. It's interesting that a building of this design, which is very, very unique and intricate, and extremely difficult to build, given that it took so much longer and so much more money to build than it was actually planned to build. But it was, because it was opened in 1973 by Queen Elizabeth the second. So she actually opened it in 1973. So that was 15 years after it actually had started construction. But it wasn't until 2007 that it was actually recognized as a World Heritage Site. So it's quite interesting that so much time had passed, given the uniqueness of the design, for it to actually be recognized globally as one of the great centers of the world. What I'm liking is the different color bricks. You've got your yellow, your blue, then there's the grey and brown, obviously the white, tan, black, and obviously the glass as well. It just makes it easier to find the bits as you're building them as well. So that, especially with the older sets, we've got so many pieces, not just open bag after bag. Another thing I like about this, and I mentioned it before with the base that's over there, is how sturdy it is. Again, there's not a lot of pieces there, but it's actually quite sturdy and strong. So I like how the structure of the Lego has been put together. It doesn't look, it kind of looks flimsy, but it is actually holding together very, very well. I do wonder, with all this glass the Opera House has got, what the cleaning is like, especially how you go about cleaning it, because it'd be quite impressive feat to clean some of the structure up the top here, and get up there. So I'm not sure how they do that. Might be something to look in at the post, when we're doing the post interview. But cleaning the glass is quite an impressive feat. I had that with a build that we did for a swimming pool. We had to, as we're building it, I was looking at how to clean the glass roof. And normally the plan was to empty the pool, put scaffolding up, clean the glass roof, and do that on a regular basis, which to me that sounded like quite ridiculous way of going about it, especially losing the productivity of the pool. And we had these beautiful truss roofs, and my suggestion was, why don't we make a gantry that just goes along the truss roof, so they can go along there and clean the roof, and put that in as a design proposal. It wasn't something that was in the council's request, but when we put it as a proposal, as an option, put that into lifetime of the building, the actual cleaning costs, the saving on the cleaning costs, because you weren't emptying the pool and putting scaffolding up, all that kind of thing, the extra cost for this gantry was worthwhile, and it was something that they saw as a useful benefit, and that contractor won the job on that basis. What's interesting is these little trusses that they've put in to simulate the roof supports. I think that's, well, it does flex out, but as you press down on that, it holds into place. Now we put this little piece on top here to lock that into place, so that just pulls out. What would be interesting to know would be the energy efficiency of the Opera House now, because it was designed back in the 50s, a design competition in 57, and started construction in 59, and now we're in 2024. What kind of energy efficiency the Opera House actually has, whether that's a considering factor. There we go. They got the first part of the sail on the Opera House. I like the way it just it flows nicely. But that probably goes something to the original design of the Opera House. But I love how it fits together, and just that one bit of sail there looks quite impressive. And we're about to put the second piece in on the other side. Look at that. How well that comes together. Looks fabulous. It's absolutely, I'm a little bit in awe of this, because it is actually quite a wonderful build. It just looks amazing. I mean, it does help that the original architecture of the Opera House was so unique. You do wonder whether today you would actually get to build something like this or that design, because it seems to be a lot more conservative. Look at things like the Eiffel Tower, which was hated. The Opera House had a lot of controversy around it, yet we still went ahead and did them. I just wonder whether it was a different type of era where we had leaders that weren't so easily influenced by, well, we didn't have social media back then, but so easily influenced by a loud minority. Don't know if you can see it in there, but we've got these bowl pieces. There's one down the bottom there to enable this white section. Now we've got this piece here, which is also enables that to connect. So we've got the ball piece there and the ball piece there that enables that all to connect. It's a wonderful design. It really is. Now I'm repeating myself when I'm saying that, but it is. I'm really quite blown away with how well this has been designed. So I get to put this other Lego piece in here. Join that on there, so that should go in there like that. I can make it go in. One goes in, the other one pops out. I can get that in. Yes, I got both in. Look how the way it overlaps. So you've got, this is just fabulous as far as design goes. And I don't think you really, I said I've been to the Opera House a number of times. I don't feel I fully appreciated how all this sail structure comes together. Now that I'm building it, I can see how it all overlaps, the different angles that it's in. So this is at one angle and that's at a different angle. How that all comes together, I think we're going to go and have another look and do a follow-up to this video and have a look at the real Opera House. So we get to put the other side in now. I've got the right side, if that's depending which way you're looking at it. Goes into the two holes there. Look at that. How well that fits together. Just so you've got the two different angles. You've got this angle coming up this way, then a different angle sail. You've got these pieces. It's beautiful. I wonder if the brown is actually to symbolize wood used in the construction, or if that's just a coincidence or me being overly thinking about it. I just thought about that as I was building it. You've got this brown section here, and that doesn't need to be brown, but I'm just wondering if they deliberately did that to symbolize some wood that's in the structure. All right, so we got the third sail section built. That goes on this side here. goes in there. Oops, that needs to be in properly. That goes in there. Wow, that. Yeah. Look how impressive that is. That's quite amazing. This is such this by far is my favorite Lego model build. It's very, very, very impressive. I was just skipping ahead in the instruction as well because this this side of the sail that I'm about to build is different from that side. And I was just wondering, did I build it correctly the first time? But I just noticed that they're actually different on either sides, which is something again I wasn't aware of. But when you look at the Opera House, it's different on that side than it is on that side. Um, so that makes sense. So I've got the other side of the sail built, and so that goes on here. Wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Look at that. How amazing is that? Just looks fabulous. It's just, look at just the way the sails are constructed. It's very, very impressive. Love it. Again, we've got all these little triangle glass pieces that they've just matched in nicely to match with the shape of the opera house. So we've got glass here. We've got all this glass at the front, bit of glass at the top. It just it really this little bit of glass here. The detail that they've gone to make this match as much as possible, and it's Lego, of course, but to match into what the opera house is like. And again, it's very sturdy. This structure is really is quite strong. All right, so we've got the next part of the sail built, and that goes in on this side here. The top two holes, so that goes in. You can see that top two holes there. Go in. I'm going to break it. There we go. There's the next part of the opera house. There's all these extra little supports put in. This little part here might not seem like much, but it's holding a lot of this structure together. Again, there's a lot of thought gone into the design of how to make this work, how to make it strong, and actually replicate the Sydney Opera House. Okay, we've got the second sail, or this is the other side of the sail, which goes on this side. There we go. Not quite aligned correctly. That's better. It's aligned nicely there. Got the sail going that way, which goes into the back there. I just need the other part here, no doubt. No, that doesn't go there. It goes in here. Oh, we got these fan pieces. All right, let's make those. So I've got the other part on there, and that now, if we go through and put it together, we'll go on the back and slide into that, which will then create our opera house. But got a small minor issue that I need to fix, is that I've got a few extra bits and pieces here that I need to find where I forgot to put those in. So I'm just gonna, before we move on to the next bag, I'm gonna go through and find where I've missed these pieces. Very happy. I found all where the structural support pieces were. I've pulled my sails apart, so I have to put them all back together. without breaking it all, but I'm pretty confident I can do that. It actually goes together and comes apart quite easily, which is a nice little addition to the build, is that you can actually, as you can see, very quickly pull the sails off. Not that you'd really want to, but it all is very modular in design. Oops, it's upside down. So now that I've found all the pieces that I needed to, and I don't know if that one goes there, but I'm going to put it here anyway. Let's just check. Being a little bit anally retentive. Doesn't go there. I haven't been able to find where these two, I think these are just surplus bits, because I can't seem to find where they go. They're all there. That's right. That structure's right, that structure's right. Well, from what I can tell, these two little bits are just surplus bits because they don't seem to fit anywhere else in there. Anyway, so I'll move them to the side. And this all now goes together. This joins with that. So we got the ceremonial pushing together of the pieces. Oh, it's going to work together. Is it going to break? Oh, look at that. Wow. How cool is that? That's very impressive. That's really very impressive. How all the different elements come together from Lego bricks. We've got the glass up the front, the glass on this side, different sails at the different angles. Yeah, and now we've got to put it on the base. So let's bring the base over. 2 hands for beginners. So that goes according to these. Turn that around. It's getting quite heavy, so I'll use 2 hands. So that one goes here on the front of the got to put the right way around. It goes that way. Okay, so that goes like that. And that pushes down on here. Should push down there. If I can make it go down. Oh wow. Really, that just sits on top like that. There's a couple of, in the instructions, this part here is just the only bit that's holding that together, and the rest of it is just moving freely. Probably something to be careful when moving is that doesn't fall apart. But so there's the section to go at the front here, but that's that part there. And now we've got these other sail to build here, the sail at the back and the glass out the front. But that's book 3 done, and we'll move on to book 4 and bag 4. So what do you think, Bruce?
Oh, I think this is fantastic. It's an amazing building.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It certainly is.
There's a little bit of fun to start with. Okay, bag 3. We'll get this out of the way because I'm pretty sure bag 4 will be similar. Let me just. What was that, Bruce?
Well, I think you should work a little bit on your miming.
Yeah, thanks, Bruce. He's picking on my miming skills.
Well, your miming skill's not that great.
No, it's not that great either. That's why normally when you're on camera, I'm not on camera.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, see, that's why. I always wonder about when Lego making bricks. We've got these round pieces here. There's only 2 of them, so you could have a square block in there. Oh, you probably couldn't have a square block with that. Yeah, that's probably why that's there. You've got this little stud hanging out, so that probably is why that doesn't work. But normally I wonder about these pieces, whether that, because sometimes you have obscure or different types of pieces. I just wonder when Lego are actually making them, are they making a big batch, and the kits, when they do kits, are combined just for efficiency. Certain pieces combine across the kits and they manage it that way, just when they're production line, just to save costs. Just one of those things, being a business person, I think about that kind of stuff. That's another example of what I'm talking about. We've got these 2 little blue studs that we're putting together and putting them here. They don't really fit with the scheme of the colors, and you could put a square piece there, but for whatever reason they use the 2 blue studs, and that's what I'm wondering, from the efficiency of the manufacture of the bricks, do they look at all the sets and then they manufacture the bricks to suit and modify certain parts to suit the manufacturing process and the quantities that are going to be produced? I just think that's certainly would be a way of reducing costs. Similar, they've got the spike through there, or the shaft going through there, that to hold it even, give it even more strength. Put that in the hole. So that gives the whole structure much more strength. The other interesting part is we've got these little pieces here, and I was just wondering where they will, how they will be come into use a bit later on. I think this is part of the grand concert hall, and this is meant to represent the grand organ. And as far as grand organs go, it's the biggest in the world. It's got 10,000 pipes in this organ. It's insane. All right, let's put this sail on here. So that goes there like that, and it fits in. How's that? There we go. The first part of the sail is on the. And now we're going to put the other side on. So that goes in the 2 holes there. We slide it in. Come on. And there we go. 2. Very nice. Well, rather than clipping in, it looks like that little piece I pointed to before is actually designed to hold this sail at the right angle. Very clever. All right, so we got the next part of the sail ready to go on. That goes in these 2 holes here. There we go. These ones are at the same angle, not like the other ones that were. Oh no, slightly different. Slightly different angle. And we've got the next piece of the sail, which again similar to holes. Slide it in like that. There we go. Building it slowly, getting there, or rather quickly actually. I'm making sure this time that I remember to put the reinforcement in. And remember in the last part of the build, I forgot to five of them, and I had to go back and find where they were. So I'm just being extra careful to make sure I put these ones in. There is a lot of support underneath this to make this sail very strong. It's got, yeah, it's actually very solid and difficult to move. So there is a lot of support here if you actually remember to put them in. All right, so I've got this sail. This one goes on this side, so that should go there. The two holes that it goes through there. Oh. Notice the little, so they've got the gap here, but this one's got a much bigger gap, mirroring the actual Sydney Opera House. Like it, very nice. Right, so I've got the other side, the last part here, that goes in those two holes. Good again. Maybe not. Look at that. Under. Wow, there we go. We've got all three sails in place. See, one's a little bit bigger. This one's bigger than that one, mirroring the Opera House. Although this one seems to be at the same angle as that one, but it's a little bit bigger. So we've got the frame built now, and you can see the glass, lots of glass in the front. I still wonder how they clean that glass, and how, well, I suppose it's the original glass that was there when they first built it. I don't think they've replaced it that I'm aware of. Something we might look up in the post production of this video. And so it's got the frame, we've got where the sails are going to go on these two little balls here. And now let's build the frame for the sails. We've got the frame to mount the sails onto now. I'm not sure what these yellow things are for. I'm not sure exactly why they don't seem to have any purpose. Maybe it's like an appendix. All right, another sail built. Put that on. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. There was a little bit of extra padding to go on the back there to give it a bit more strength. I didn't think that was quite right. There's two pieces to go on to hold this together. That, yeah, that's better. That's a lot stronger. That fits nicely. There we go. All right, we've got the next sail built. Let's put that on. Wow, look at that. There's another sail section. Lots of, well, nearly dropped it. Lots of glass at the front. But as you can see, it's very, very sturdy given that I nearly threw it to the ground. Now we're joining the two together. Got them fit, so they go into those two holes. That goes there. I can push this together without breaking it. Oh, there you go. The other sail section's done. Now I need to put that on, so I need to get that over here. Get the base over here so we can put it all on. So just move that. Oh, I can stay there. Okay, which way does it go? So this section going to mount onto here. Maybe not. Make sure that one's on. Okay, now make sure this one goes on. Come on. Come on. Get in there, little brickies. Oh, it's a bit to push it down. Oops, don't do that. Can see a little gap there. Wow, look at that. We've got the both sets of sails on there. That looks absolutely fabulous. Right, do I need this yet? Oh. All right, so we're working on the front now. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do this so that you can see it at the same time. Let me see. We've got to build this window section here. We can move that way a little bit. Watch out, Bruce. You're there, kid. Oh, let's have Bruce stand guard. There you go, Bruce. You liking that?
Yeah, I'm liking that. This is a good place to be.
Bruce is happy. It's really cool because these are the same pieces that we use for the sails. Rather than be white, they're clear, but they're using them for the glass as well. It's good use of pieces in different ways. Okay, so that goes on that side. That just slots in there like that. Oh yeah. Wow, how cool is that? Look at that. It's beautiful. Got the glass here. Okay, so this is a smaller window because it doesn't have the middle piece. That one's got a middle piece in there. This one just joins in together like that, so there's no piece in the middle. Makes it a little bit smaller. Okay, so this one goes here. Pop that down. Go. All right. So we've got some more glass to go on the top. Got these glass pieces. So these glass pieces go on the top here to create to close it off. I was wondering, there's a bit of a gap in either of these. I was wondering what happens, but there we go. They goes thought of it. They've got it all sorted for us. There you go. So the windows are at the front there. What do you think, Bruce?
Oh, I think that's pretty good.
You can't even see it.
Well, put me up so I can see it.
There you go, Bruce. What do you think?
Oh, that looks pretty impressive.
Bruce likes it, so it's pretty cool. All right, we've still got a few pieces, so we haven't quite finished yet. So let's finish off these last bits. We're certainly on the home run now. Okay, so let's turn it around so you can see. And this sail piece here goes on like that. There you go. It's one. We've got one more to build, no doubt. Oh, we've got a lot of, while we're at it, on this side here, we're building 10 lights. There's all the lights. Not sure how we'd. It's hollow. Yeah, they're hollow. So I don't know if we could put the light me up bricks and make all those light up. That would be really, really cool. Let's spin this around a bit more. You can see. There's the other part of the opera house, the other sail. Now, the one piece here I've missed. I'm sure that goes somewhere important. I think it goes well back in the instructions. I'll find that later on. Won't hold up this now. What we're going to do is put some more lights on. So we've got lights that go all the way down the side here. So there we have it. We've got all the lights on. Move the instructions out of the way. This is the Lego Sydney Opera House. You can see the detail at the front, how they've captured each of the sails. You've got the building out the back here. It's pretty impressive when you think about that. There's over 1,000 rooms. There's 10,000 pipes in the pipe organ. That there's 553 piles that go down 25 meters below this structure. It's insane. It's probably massively over-engineered, but you'd probably want it to be massively over-engineered. And there's 6,223 square meters of glass. That's an insane amount of glass, and I wouldn't want to be the person that has to clean it. What do I like about this set? Well, I have to say I like everything. This is now my favorite set that I've ever built. And I built a lot of sets. It just was such a joy to put together. The engineering, I think partly because it's molded off a structure that has quite intricate engineering, and there's a lot of very interesting parts about it. It's of the semi-newer set, so the bags were numbered, so we did it in parts and wasn't having to open up, which I'm really scared about doing that set because I haven't done that yet. That isn't numbered bags, so they were numbered enough to make that interesting without being too many numbers. So I did like that component as well. The instructions are very, very well detailed. They've got exceptional amount of detail in them and well laid out, easy to follow. And the set from the foundation, the foundation itself, how it was structured, where we built this back part first, then we built this part foundation, we built this set of sails and that set of sails, and then that. Just the flow, it was really, really wonderful build. By far my favorite a Lego build of all time. It's quite iconic, very impressive. I really, really enjoyed it. This has been the building of the Lego Sydney Opera House, which we've got to get finished for the display coming up soon, although by the time you watch this video, the display might have happened. But it's thank you for sharing, and hopefully you've enjoyed that, and I look forward to catching up again soon.